Hi guys and welcome to Drive Spark. I'm Promeet and today what we are driving is the Mahindra Thar Roxx. Now this particular variant is the AX7L 4x4 diesel, which is the top of the line, and this is the automatic variant. If you talk about pricing, around 27 lakh is what this will set you back at showroom. It's got a lot of features, it's got a lot of technology as well, and in today's video I'm going to tell you what exactly we like about this Thar Roxx and what could have been better, because we've been driving it for a couple of days now and I think there are a few things that I need to point out. Few things are fantastic, a few things could have been better. Let's quickly start this video and tell you everything you need to know about this SUV. So let's start off with the front end. Before that is the key of the vehicle. Well, you have a flip key right over here, but it has a push button start, so you don't need to use the key. Just need to unlock it. Those are the headlights. DRLs right over there. You have LED headlights, LED fog lamps, and you have LED indicators as well. Well, in the 3-door, this thing is the DRL, but in the 5-door, you have the DRLs that are right over here. You have the Mahindra badging. Front parking camera, basically it gets a 360-degree camera. You get front sensors over here. Apart from that, the thing I like about it is the ruggedness. The hood has to be opened from inside, then you have to unlock these latches. Overall, the front end design actually looks good. But if you move to the side over here, it could have been a little better. Well, this is the top of the line variant, so this has these 19-inch wheels. The design of the wheel could have been slightly better. The regular Thar, the 3-door, the 7XO and the other variants, they get decent alloy wheels. They are not bad, but they could have been better. This Roxx name and the badge could have been at the rear, is what I feel. Then you have the Thar badging over here. It's a good thing. Camera right over here. Now, if you see the side profile of the car, well, you will notice that this section is kind of looks okay. You have some Easter eggs that are right over here, a lot of Easter eggs all over. But yes, the design could have been a little better from the rear section. People definitely go and cover this up so that this thing looks kind of complete. Well, the door, good thing about the door is that it opens all the way to 90 degrees, as you can see over here. So getting in and out should not be a problem. Well, coming to the rear section, again, it is exactly like the 3-door Thar. Well, obviously you have a different setup for the camera, which is right over here in the alloy wheel. So basically, if you have to take the wheel out, you have to unscrew this, take this entire thing out, then the wheel comes out. It's kind of a hassle, is what I feel. They could have mounted the camera somewhere else, or maybe they should have done it in such a way that this should not have been an obstruction while you're taking the wheel out. Again, you have physical keys right over here to open the boot. It's a 2-step process, this and then the glass. Boot space is pretty adequate now because of the setup, the long wheelbase setup. And there you have your Harman Kardon surround sound system. So to close the boot, obviously you have to first close the glass and then close this. Simple technique, not, but I think they should have done something a little better on the rear section. This is the tail light. Again, it's a good tail light. It's a full LED cluster. You have the 4x4 badging right over here, and now let us quickly move on to the inside. Now, on the inside, as you can see, it gets a massive panoramic sunroof. So the panoramic sunroof is a big one, but it kind of starts off a little behind. I will just show you that from the front. One thing that I really don't like about this, and sorry for that, the car is a little dirty, we have tried to clean it, is the beige interior. As you can see over here on the roof, everywhere. I mean, this is not an interior color that you give for an off-roader, especially a hardcore off-roader that's a 4x4. You have adjustable headrest for these two, but this center headrest is not adjustable. You have speakers all over, so you have a good system. You have speakers there, here. Then you have this AC vent, Type-C charging socket, an armrest, the 2 cup holders, a good thing. Well, you have soft touch materials on the door, contrast stitching, and you have some amount of chrome. Now let's go to the front end. And yeah, I forgot, you get a grab handle on all 4 corners, so it's easy for you to get in and out. Now just look at the condition of this seat. I mean, I literally had to wipe it down. I know this needs a lot of detailing, but you can just see that how dirty the beige interior kind of gets. just look at these marks. I mean, if you clean it also, it'll come on, because obviously it's a off-road and you do not get, just look at the condition of the seat. This is the original color, and just look at this. So again, a big no-no. Obviously they have come out with a mocha brown interior color that is much more suited for this kind of a variant. Physical buttons all over, which is a very good thing. You have an electronic opening for the boot. This is your intelligent turning lock button. So basically what it does is, if you're on 4x4 and if you want to take a turn really quickly, you press this button, the wheels on either sides will lock and your car will just take a turn on the spot. Sort of like a tank turn, but not exactly a tank turn. That's your automatic gearbox, your cup holders, automatic your auto hold, park brake, that's your 4x4. Again, a lot of buttons right over here, from your diff lock to your ventilated seats, and those are for your modes. Well, I'll come back to that a little later. So that is how the front end looks like, and that is I was talking about. The sunroof kind of starts from a little behind, so the front passengers don't get a clear view. As you can see over here, there's a lot of gap right over here. If you could start it from here, that would have been better. But the rear passengers should not have a problem. As you can see, a lot of light and airiness in the cabin. And if I just quickly hop onto the inside, close the door, that is how the dashboard layout looks like. Okay, so let me come to this. So this is basically your terrain mode. It does not get driving mode. That is your zip zap zoom. So you have normal, snow, mud, sand, whatever you want to choose from. Takes some time. It's kind of loading. I mean, people have said that this infotainment system hangs a lot and it has a lot of problem, but I don't think so. I have not faced any issues as far as this may be hanging, or maybe it's switching off. I don't know. I didn't have a problem. That's the cluster. You have a lot of information from the cluster as well. Full digital cluster. You have some thing like a carbon fiber element over here. Over here, it's not carbon fiber. It just looks like you have soft touch materials all over. Soft touch material on the door as well. That is your controls for your window, child lock, your ORVMs. ORVMs are automatically folding and adjusting. That's there. And then you have a light for your vanity mirror, and the driver also gets it, which is actually a very good thing. Usually the passenger gets and the driver does not get, but this has. Now, to open and close the shade, you have two separate buttons. This is to close it, this is to open it, and this is to open the sunroof. This thing, it's a massive sunroof and it opens up too much. Other than that, again, some tactile buttons over here, some the single zone climate control. There you go. Let me just go into the menu right from here. That is your climate control menu right over there. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it says right over here, so that should not be a problem. You have an auto dimming IRVM that is basically bezel-less, looks very premium. As you can see, there is no bezel on whatsoever on it. So I mean, these things are nice. Paddle shifters are missing, that could have been there. That is for your lights. These stock is for your wipers, and you have an automatic wiping mode as well right over here. You have obviously auto headlamps. And yeah, that's about it. That's the interior. Now you get wireless charger right over here. Apart from that, you get a 65 volt Type-C charging, a Type-A charging as well. And if you want to switch off the passenger airbag, obviously this will show it off, but I mean, this is on and off. But this is not the buttons, but they do not work. So you also have an armrest right over here that the driver's side can slide forward and backward. It opens up, and obviously you have some storage space. If you talk about storage space, this is the amount of storage space you get over here. Now, storage space on the bottle holders is very less. A half-liter bottle can squeeze in. A 1-liter bottle has to be like literally pushed in, but at the rear section you do not get that. As you can see over here, you just cannot fit a bottle. So these are a few things that the company should have taken care of. Other than that, it's a good car. Now let's quickly drive it and tell you how exactly is this diesel automatic to drive. Okay, so let us put it in gear and let us drive off. Now let me tell you a few things about the engine. So this obviously comes in a petrol variant and a diesel variant, but the diesel variant only gets the 4x4. The petrol variant does not get the 4x4. If we talk about the engine, this is a 2.2 liter Mach engine that produces 172 bhp and 370 Nm of peak torque. This gearbox, it's a torque converter gearbox, and this is a very nice gearbox. Trust me, this gearbox is just fantastic. I mean, this is one of the greatest gearbox that I have liked as far as torque converter. The shifts do not have lags in between, but yes, one thing that definitely has a lag is the tachometer, because when you are flooring the car, gear has already changed, but still you can see the tachometer rise, and I think there's a lag in that. Overall, it is a very good machine. I would say it's very punchy, it's very torquey. About 0 to 100 comes in and about 11 and a half seconds, which is again a very good thing. You also have these kind of terrain modes that I showed you, but the terrain mode is basically, it alters with your traction control system. One good thing is that I like about it is when you give an indicator, you have a blind spot monitoring, as you can see right over here. So this is kind of right in the center. It does not come on either side of the cluster or the tachometer. I mean the speedometer or the tachometer, like the other cars, like for example the Creta or maybe the cars of Kia, they also have the same thing. But the moment you take a left, it is on the left hand of the cluster. The moment you take a right, it's on the right hand of the cluster. So that thing is a good thing, because now the view is not obstructed. You know that what kind of speeds you are doing, you know what gear you are in, and you obviously can also see the blind spot monitoring very clearly. It's a very good system, I would say. It's a very thoughtful process that they have done. If you talk about the suspension of the car, the suspension is great for I mean, for a car this size. It is pretty decent. It obviously has roll. It is an off-roader, so it will have, but it is kind of decently contained, I would say. It's not like the 3-door Thar has definitely a much more body roll than the 5-door Thar, but the 5-door Thar, since the suspension setup is somewhat of the Scorpio N, so it has kind of the same kind of setup. So because of that setup, this thing actually performs really well on road as well. If you have some like uneven terrain, you will definitely feel the roll, but it is not as much as you can feel it on the 3-door Thar. Well, apart from that, the engine is pretty punchy. I would say the steering wheel is so light. What I'll do is I'll just take a U-turn from here. Just see, with one hand, I will just take a U-turn. There you go. If you can just notice, it is an electronic steering wheel. Just see, with one hand you can just move around from here and there. I mean, it's so easy, right? It is just so easy. It's an electronic steering wheel, not a hydraulic steering wheel, so obviously it is very light. If I will just demonstrate once again, I'll take a kind of a U-turn and I will show you how easy is it for the Thar Roxx to take a U-turn with just one hand. Okay, so here we go. Some bikes are coming. Let them go by, and here we go. So there you go. I can go forward, but just have a look at this. Effortless. It's just completely effortless. It's such a light steering wheel. Obviously it weighs up a little bit when you are at higher speeds, but it does not have a particular like a driving mode, like you put it on sport it becomes hard. It does not have that. Braking is also nice. It's spot on. Actually the SUV stops right at place for a car this size. It has got a very good braking, I must say. All 4 discs work phenomenally. But what happens is that when you brake hard, you have a nosedive. I will just show that to you. So here you can see, when you brake, it has that kind of nose diving, but it definitely stops. And I've seen people upgrade the suspension on the Thar, upgrade the springs on the Thar, and I think after that the car feels much more in control. But right now also in the stock form, I am just liking the way it is. As far as road presence goes, I mean, what can be more better than the Thar, right? It's a big car. Now it's become even longer, and obviously you have, I mean, I've seen people bully around, all right? So, I mean, that's what the Thar is all about. So, it's a good car, I would say, and you have some wheel spin as well, if you floor it, and flooring it, and there you go, you almost reach triple digit speeds. and now we are reaching the 120 mark. There you go. Let me just do a hard braking right over here. ABS is a little twitchy, and the hazard light actually goes on and it goes off after a few seconds. Just look at the control. If you want to flick the steering wheel and change lanes, it's so easy. Just look at this. I mean, it's so easy. So yeah, some things on the Thar Roxx, really nice, really loved it. Some things could have been better, like the interiors from factory. I think a couple of other things that I mentioned, the design of the rear section and the side profile. And overall, I think they should have given driving modes in this variant as well, because it has terrain mode, but driving mode would definitely help. So I think the Roxx is a very good car. If you talk about mileage, this is not the best car for mileage, because within city you'll get somewhere between, right now we've been pushing the car standing around with it, and we are getting almost like 9 kilometers to a liter. We've seen a best of about 11.5 to 12. On the highway, it's about 14.5 to 15 if you put cruise control, and obviously this has ADAS as well. So right now I've switched off the automatic emergency braking, but yes, this has everything from lane keep assist to your emergency braking to your I mean, it has everything that a level 2 ADAS offers. But the thing about this is the mileage. So I think the rear wheel drive makes more sense, because most of the people who buy the Thar in India, they just buy it for the road presence and buy it for because they want a Thar, right? They don't go very hardcore off-roading with it. So the rear wheel drive, since it has less weight, and since it obviously is a little lighter than the all-wheel drive one, this one, the 4x4, so it definitely gives a little more mileage than this. So preferably people who are looking for a Thar, majorly for the mileage aspect, I would say you can go for the rear wheel drive. But people who are definitely going to go hardcore off-roading, this is what you need, the 4x4, because this is a really unstoppable machine. It can just go over anything and climb out. So yeah guys, I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, do give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to all our social media channels. I'm Pramit signing out. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, be safe and drive safe.